All right, this one is on Jace Jeppson and Kamy Jeppson, for the most part. I suppose the first thing I should do is I should probably take some screenshots of this before it gets destroyed. You never know. Lots of people, when they realize that the things that they said are on the internet, like to try to destroy it. So I need to, let's see, this one right here. I need to take screenshots of it. It says, I need you to come forward in court. This is to Jace Jepson. He typed, Schwartz, if I had time to do such things, I would. I'd love to help you, but I need to worry about getting me and my family and baby taken care of first. He's got a baby on the way, by the way, obviously. I typed, dude, I get that. But the fact is, if I wait around for people to have the time to do the right thing, it'll never happen, which is why there's the power of subpoena. I hate it. Now, here's the thing, Jace, I'm going to, let me see, I'll pop this up here. Now, mind you, this is a recording between myself and Jace Jeppson. And sorry, I'm loading up another screen so that I can grab the one that I'm looking for. Jace Chapel Witness. All right. This is a conversation between Jace and I. I am posting it right here. It's a recording between me and Jace. He'd love to help me, but he can't spend 4 hours to testify in court. Apparently, that'll break him. I'm going to read the whole conversation, though, so that it's a little easier. Let's see. If I wait around for people to have time to do the right thing, it'll never happen, which is why there's the power of subpoena. I hate it. You type, well, Schwartz, that's what most people call me here is Schwartz. That's partially because there's another Sean in town. A few of them, actually. It was a pretty popular name in the 80s and 90s. You type, well, Schwartz, if you want to try to subpoena me, go right ahead. It's not a try, it's either do or do not. Um, but as of right now, my problems have to come first. Well, your problems are going to come first. You have your problems regardless of whatever else is going on. But you can make time to tell the truth. Anybody who can't make time to tell the truth, how can they say they actually care when the difference between someone going through the hell that I've gone through and have to continue to go through until people come forward and tell the truth, until I am allowed a day in court where I can show this evidence, where I don't have to break the law. Until that happens, I'm going to speak out. I have to. Let's see. I have to supper a family, and if you can't respect that, then you don't respect me. Oh, see now, using your family to try to hide behind. Yeah. People keep doing that, thinking it's okay. Going, oh, Sean, but I don't have a family. You do. You do have a family, an actual family, not just relatives, but an actual family that actually cares about you, actually helps you out for your whole life already, you know? And that's the thing about Jace. Jace is a good dude, really is. He also has a whole lot of benefits just because he was born into the family that he was born into. Now, is that saying that he doesn't work? No, of course he works. He works extremely well, and I hope he doesn't screw up his back because he does the same work that I used to do. But he's also got a lot of experience that I don't because he gets to go in and play with the tools whenever he wants. Um, Claiming that I don't respect him because I need him to tell the truth. Really? I type, dude, I do respect that. But if you can let an innocent man hang, you don't respect me or your own rights. That's the thing. If nobody does anything to change it, the next generation gets a bigger mess to deal with. He typed, and that's my generation, so I'd much rather keep my family afloat and deal with it later. See, this is what a lot of people did. I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't. And time expired. But it doesn't matter to them because they're not the ones being punished. They're not the ones who are forced to break the law, try to show what's going on because everybody that they know is a fucking coward. This guy here, if he has an issue like what I got, unlike me, he will have actual help. Actual help. He won't have to jump around from alcoholic to alcoholic to alcoholic to meth head to meth head to meth head trying to get help. Shit, if he ends up in a fucked up situation and he's not able to do the things that I'm trying to do, he could probably just ask his girlfriend and get it done. His family isn't going to disappear, spontaneously combust, explode, or just vanish because he decided to tell the truth in court. He's not going to lose everything in his life over 4 hours. He's just not. He's not going to lose all of that over 4 hours. He typed, rather than not be able to support them and lose my girlfriend and son. Oh, at this point, this is a cop out. That's really what this all amounts to. Can't tell the truth because he can't be honest for 4 hours because his family will, they'll die? Will they contract the coronavirus if he tells the truth? Is that 4 hours going to make it so that he loses everything? No. I lost everything because people like Jace didn't come forward when it made a difference. Not just Jace. A lot of people, like Miss Peaches, a lot of people. I typed, a subpoena will take up half a day max. And I know that's a lot to ask, but I can't take care of myself because nobody cared to do anything about the abuse I've taken. 4 hours won't sink your family. A subpoena isn't voluntary. The idea that you can't raise a family and tell the truth is just insane. You can do both. And I'm not just going to watch your family starve. You have a ton of family that do help you, and they do. And they aren't going to abandon you or throw you away for telling the truth. He typed, I'd never said they'd abandon me, Schwartz. I can lean on them for everything. They won't be here forever. Go ahead and try to subpoena me. I have more important things to worry about, Schwartz. That's right, I'm not important. I'm literally not important because he's literally trying to pretend like he will lose his family if he tells the truth. I have more important things to worry about, Schwartz. Don't make your problems my problems as well. Trust me, I have too many to deal with already. Dude, you aren't dealing with 1/100th of what I am, first of all. And second of all, I didn't make my problems your problems. You are a witness. A witness. Now that video, Jace, Chapel Witness. There's a reason I named it that. Type, let's see, it says, I have too many to deal with already. I type, so do I. But I don't have a family. It's just me. You are a witness to multiple situations, and I'm willing to give you $1,000 now in cash to blow my head off. You are a witness, Jace. Most of you are. You are witnesses to the fact that I have been trying to get help. I'm not making my problems yours. You are a witness. You have a kid on the way because you had sex. I got railroaded because everyone wants to look the other way. That's how I know people don't actually care. They'd rather make excuses than tell the truth, knowing I'm living in hell. And I really am. You type, yes, Schwartz, I did have sex. That's kind of how the human population stays afloat. Now, mind you, Jace is funny as fuck. He really is. I mean, he's not just a joy to be around. He's just a funny dude. He's a pretty happy-go-lucky dude. You know, he's got some pretty good jokes. Matter of fact, the whole Jeppson family, I mean, they're pretty lively fellers. You know, they got pretty decent senses of humor, and you know, I mean, it just they're a good family. But most of the people that I know that come from good families are the ones that make the most excuses not to do anything. They use their family as their excuse not to do the right thing. Telling the truth is the right thing. Not just for Jace, not just for Alicia, not just for Natalie, who is dead as a fucking doornail now. These people didn't care enough to do anything about it. The ones who wanted to lie and slander and threaten and harass and assault, yeah, those people had a fucking heyday. Enjoy the living shit out of this. But those with good families were like, oh no, Sean. Nearly all of these people who come from good families, nearly all of them have said, oh, this person or that person in my family said not to help you. Most of these people offered to help. Somebody in their family said, no, don't help him. No, don't help him. People who never got to know me, who don't like me because they never got to know me, have more say so in this situation than people who are actually a part of it. With Terry telling me that she wanted to help, but her husband said no. She's not the only person like that. I mean, a lot of these people, the first thing they do is they say, you know, Schwartz, I'm not in much different position than you are. No, you completely are. You have a family that will do anything for you. If your family will literally lie for you so that you can get away with committing a crime, yeah, my family won't even tell the truth. You're lucky. And then people want to always do this comparison thing. Well, I got this and that and blah, 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 blah. But I'm not allowed to. So you can't compare apples to oranges. You just did. You just changed the rules for you. And then you're going to change them again for me. And then you're going to change them back again for you. You type, yeah, Schwartz, I did have sex. That kind of how the human population stays afloat. Got to keep the family going somehow. I do care. I'd like to believe that. He typed, I just have myself to worry about and don't need to get tangled in your shit show. I typed, If this shit happened to any of you, I'd be there at a moment's notice to tell the truth. And I would be. And you look at all of the situations that I've been in where people needed my help. If I could provide it, I did. If telling the truth is what helps you out, that is not a problem or an issue with me whatsoever. Yeah, I'll get up on the stand. I'll fucking tell the truth. The situation was over. Yeah, I told the truth about that. The situation with Mandy. Yeah, I told the truth about that. You goddamn right I did. Why wouldn't I? These are people I care about. Most of the people who stabbed me in the back, I still care about. Actually, all of the people that stabbed me in the back, I still care about. But that's not something that I can really go into an explanation for you fucking idiots at this point in time. And I know not all of you are idiots, just most of you. Sometimes what democracy means is that all the idiots are on the same side. One of my favorite sayings. I also typed, I didn't ask for this shit show, and you have already been a part of it, or I wouldn't have a reason to call you as a witness. You aren't going to lose your family over 4 hours. You type no, but the next 3 years of everyone dragging that BS through court, I could. I type once you've 3 years. He's right, that is actually how long it takes to go through this shit. 3 years. 3 years. If an officer decides that he's going to assault you and charge you with assault, you go to jail immediately. But he gets to keep his job for 3 years. Once you get out and start the legal action against him, he gets to keep his job for 3 years. Meanwhile, that whole time, your bank account is getting dragged down to nothing as the accused. And I am the accused. That's the thing, is that I have not had the right to face my accusers to this very day. I typed, once you've told your part, it will be on record. And it's not like you will have to show up at weekly meetings and pay union dues. Let's say it costs you 8 hours in 3 years. Is that going to kill you? Between telling the truth and blowing my head off, which do you think is a better option? I need help. I'm not asking people to lie on the stand. I'm not asking people to go murder people for me. I'm not asking people to go committing crimes. I'm asking them to actually tell the fucking truth. There's another thing to be said. First of all, none of these people are bad people. Jace is not a bad person. Kamy's not a bad person. Not anywhere close to a bad person. But also, people only understand things from their level of understanding. And I'm not sure if you're aware of what that is. Somebody from a good family, they're going to have a completely different perspective and outlook than you are. Live in hell. Jace just typed to me, typed Schwartz, I don't need more problems, I have enough. So telling the truth is going to cause him problems, is now what he's insinuating. How is telling the truth going to cause him problems? Look at what happened when I told the truth. Look at all of the problems that I had to go through. Now, what's the difference between him and I if that kind of shit happens? Oh, yeah, he's got family that cares. There, in person. In person. He literally lives right across the street from his grandpa, right next door, or one house down from his uncle. I'm sorry. He lives catty corner from his uncle. I mean, he's right there. His family is right there. He doesn't have to travel to Tacoma, Washington to see his dad. He doesn't have to travel to Iowa to see his mom. his mom and dad actually give a shit about it. If his mom and dad had a choice between cocaine and their kids, they'd choose their kids. My parents had that choice and they chose their cocaine. Now with Kamy just says things that she doesn't think about. Now we had a discussion tonight, me and Jace, and well, actually I wasn't really much. I can't say I was a part of that conversation. I was just there for it. Jace and these people that he was talking to, and I don't know their names, but they're not bad people so far as I can tell. They were talking about how Kamy is different when she's drinking, and that's true. I mean, I already made a video here on YouTube where I speak about that very thing. But it's not just Kamy. There are a lot of people who are great people when they're sober, but when they get to drinking, they don't make the best decisions. A lot of their decisions are emotionally based and based off of their own internal monologue. If you notice, the more somebody drinks, the less of what you're saying they actually hear, and the more they want to talk, including talking over you and even screaming over you. And it's the alcohol that does that. It's because alcohol deprives your brain of oxygen. Now, as far as making statements, when it got to the point where I typed a lot of this stuff out literally 100 times, making a video is the best way to do it. Making a video is the best way to make a statement. And I'm not talking making a statement like, severing somebody's head. I'm talking about making a literal statement. Whether it's written or oral, shouldn't matter. But actually, that's not true. I believe that the verbal one should actually hold more sway. There is too much that can go wrong when it comes to typing. Like when you write something down or you say something and then a police officer writes it down and he uses it completely out of context and you said something sarcastic, but he wants to write it down as if you were being serious. And then when they say, all right, so what happened? And the officer does the thing, and then such and such said, and then the way that they read it, it makes you sound like you're some sort of an asshole. No, you were just being fucking sarcastic. Now with Kamy, when she wanted to not listen to a word that I had to say and basically treat me like crap for trying to defend myself. But I shouldn't have to defend myself against Kamy. I didn't do anything wrong to her or anything anywhere near wrong to her. But she wants to defend Candace because Candace is too much of a coward. But then I'm not allowed to speak. When I try to explain to Kamy what's really going on, she says, I don't care. She doesn't let me get a sentence into it before she's telling me she doesn't care. But why isn't she's doing that? Because she's been drinking. Do I think it's all right for her to drink? Well, yeah, she's a grown adult. It is her legal right to do so. And she should be allowed to do so. But at the same time, myself, as an intelligent and sober person, I have to assess the situation and say, all right, is Kamy being a bitch? Or is she inebriated and doesn't really know exactly what the fuck is going on? Now, you guys all know those people who, no matter how drunk they are, they're like, oh no, dude, I'm not that drunk. I still know what's going on. I'm not. With every beer that you drink, you lose your cognitive abilities just a little bit more. You're depriving your brain of oxygen. What do you expect is going to happen? Now, let me tell you how terrible a person Kamy is. She's not. She is not a terrible person. Jace is not a terrible person. Hell, Fred Amon She's not a terrible person either. And yeah, she did some fucked up shit because she didn't like the fact that I told the truth about people that she knows and cares about. I don't give a fuck if you're related to them. I don't give a fuck if you're friends with them. I'm gonna tell you something straight up. If somebody that you care about harms my family, it doesn't matter to me in the least bit that you care about them. What matters to me is that this person put myself and my loved ones at risk. And if you are willing to allow me or any of my loved ones to be at risk because you want to remain friends with one of my predators, yeah, you don't get to talk to me about respect. Respect the cookies, respect the milk. Here's the thing about respect. I had an officer who was extremely disrespectful to me while I was literally trying to tell him what's going on. And he's treating me like shit, like I'm being disrespectful to him by telling him the truth, by telling him what's going on, by trying to get him to listen. Somehow I'm a terrible person for that. Now, there was a point to that, but I forgot what it was. But the thing is, when somebody is called mentally ill, they have to go through things that you just don't. You don't have to go through those things, and you are a lucky piece of shit. And I say piece of shit for a reason. You will allow it to happen to others because it's not happening to you. You will say that you care about somebody when they're beaten down for something that they didn't do. You look the other way. Would Kamy look the other way if I was getting beaten up? No, she'd probably call the cops. If I got attacked by 6 people and Jace was there, would he just watch? Probably not. Even, let's say, for example, that Jace Jeppson is pissed off at me and Sean Jeppson is pissed off at me. Let's say that they're pissed off at me and I get assaulted in the road outside of their house. And I'm having to deal with multiple attackers. What are the chances of Sean and Jace going out there to put a stop to it? Pretty fucking high. These are good people. Just because they get shit wrong doesn't mean that they're bad people. But also, if you're willing to let an innocent person be hurt because you don't want to tell the truth, you should kill that person. I do mean it. Like me, for example. If the difference is my life being hell because you didn't tell the truth and not having one, I'd rather not have one. I would rather you shot me in my fucking head. Natalie knew what it was like to not get listened to. But then when I'm this magic enemy, all of a sudden she's got all sorts of attention. It's not like she wasn't getting enough. Now, a lot of people want to complain about the state of the world and how fucked up the police are. But then, again, are these people doing anything about these officers? See, Jace Jeppson, this testimony right over here on the side. Just the stuff in that testimony is enough to show that Scott DaCosta lied, and so did Jared Houghton. Just that one little piece right there. About an hour-long conversation we had. And in that hour-long conversation that we had, he cross-referenced that with the videos that I recorded with Scott DaCosta and his fellow officers. You realize that Scott DaCosta didn't just lie, he lied a lot. But it's fine because he's got a badge, so he doesn't have to follow the law. He can arrest you for breaking the law, but you're not allowed to arrest him for breaking the law. By the way, last 4th of July, my plan wasn't actually to go up to Washington State. My plan was to drive here to Chapel, Nebraska, once I had all of my evidence collected and finished up, and arrest Scott DaCosta for his crimes, whether it's legal or not. I don't give a fuck. If a law is unjust, it is my duty to break it. Now, let's go through the list here of all these terrible people. Is Shannon a terrible person? No, she's a fucking alcoholic. Is Teresa Orrin a terrible person? No, she's a fucking alcoholic. Now, the Jeppsons, they own a business in this town. They have to rely on public opinion. Same thing with Laura. Her store, her secondhand store here in Chapel, Nebraska, is all she has to go on. She has to take care of herself, her husband, and a disabled son. And yes, her and her husband work together on the place. It's a good thing. They actually have a business. That's a good thing. And they don't want to lose it because they told the truth when it came to the police. And I get that. I do. Jace, when I spoke to him, he was one of the few people who didn't cite fear of being targeted. For him, it's just mostly the man hours. With Mandy Hughes, her fear was being targeted. And obviously, look at how many people the Bollingers and their cronies targeted in those groups, bullied in those groups, harassed in those groups. Anybody who tried to show the truth was kicked out of those groups, was bullied, harassed, and picked on because it's not the popular opinion. I don't give a fuck about popular. You do. Alicia sure does. When I post up a picture of myself, I might get 19 likes. I remember that year. I got 19 likes on one of my profile pictures. Woo-hoo! Meanwhile, Natalie got over 400 on most of hers. And we were talking about that one day. We were talking about how pretty people get treated better. And she agreed with it. And her sister agreed with it. You're right. Yeah, I know. I've been on this planet for 39 years. Yes, I pay attention to my surroundings. There's a lot of people that were involved in this that just, they're not bad people. They just didn't take the time to get to understand. Or they didn't take the initiative to come forward when it made a difference. Oh, Sean, I'll get around to it eventually, like Jason, his messages. Yeah, I know. He may get around to it eventually. He might actually start caring if I blow my head off in front of him. Of course, if I blow my head off in front of him, it's too late now, isn't it? Of course. Of course, it's too late at that point. When somebody is going through hell and they want their life to end, you guys treat them like shit. You basically try to push them to suicide. And then when they kill themselves, your whole mind frame is different. Let's actually see if I can find that posting. I might be able to. Fucking train, lost my train of thought. All right, this is see if it's on images. Health conditions that result in suicide. That's nice. It says stress and clinical depression. And it looks like stress is actually the first on the list. First one, pressure or tension that results from a demanding situation. Stress can be physical, emotional, psychological, or a combination of these. Financial too, by the way. A lot of that stress there comes down to the situation, the people and places that you have to deal with. Now let's hit the images button and we'll read this. It says suicide versus suicidal. Suicide, considered a tragedy. Suicidal, considered attention seeking. Suicide, everyone is present. Suicidal, everyone tries to avoid them. Suicide, everyone feels bad. Suicidal, everyone feels irritated. Suicide, everyone wishes they saw the signs. Suicidal, everyone pretends the problem isn't there and dismisses them. Suicide, everyone wishes they hadn't done it. Suicidal, no one believes they'll ever do it. Lovely. Copy image. Let's see if we can put this up here. No, it's not going to let me. All right, let's see. Copy link address. Maybe this will do it. Now, if y'all are noticing, this is really coming down to family. Oh, dang. It takes up 220 characters and it'll only allow 200 of them. So I guess I do not get to post this one. What the hell's going on here? All right, much better. There's a lot of stuff on the computer that I still don't know how to do. And it's not that I don't make the effort. I mean, I've collected most of the evidence on here at least 3 times. There's a lot of evidence that was stolen on those phones that I'll never be able to get it back, ever. As a result, there's at least 3 people that could take me to court, and just by omitting information, they could win. Of course, if I hadn't had those phones stolen, then them attempting to do such a thing would wind them up in prison. So I guess I'm just gonna copy link address. I'll put it on my Facebook here. That way people have it. Redirect notice. The hell is that? We'll see if this will work. I'll try it. Oh, it takes me to this query, how can I help a suicidal person? First, you need to fucking listen. I guess we will save image as. That'll work. Hopefully. Put my gun against his head. Pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Where the hell did that thing go? Now that's another thing I got to pay attention to. Most of these people, good people, bad people, it really doesn't make any fucking difference. What makes a difference is it will stay under tanks. Sorry, I'm busy trying to talk. I'm also busy trying to get this running. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed it all, but there's nobody screaming here. There's no shows about murder playing. There's nobody screaming. And that's nice. All right, got that thing posted. When somebody's having a tough time, that's where we get this suicidal. See, when it comes to suicide, that's when they're already dead. But when somebody is suicidal, this is how you treat them. You treat them like they're just trying to get attention. Y'all throw them away like they're fucking trash. It says considered as attention seeking. Trying to get help. Goddamn right, attention seeking. I need help. It says everyone tries to avoid them. Yeah. You're toxic. You're toxic. Fuck you. When you had a problem, did I treat you like you were toxic? Did I treat you like you're some sort of fucking piece of shit because your life isn't perfect? Fuck you. Suicidal. Everyone feels irritated. That's right. They get irritated at you. You're not allowed to have emotions that aren't smiling and happy all the goddamn time. Or people are going to be irritated with you and treat you like shit. And I've gone through a lot of that. A lot of people treating me completely like shit for needing help. I can't. I got family. You can. You literally can. In many of these cases, people who otherwise would not be able to, they can because they have family. When you got a husband and a wife, they're both going to work. Yeah, one of them can take a day off. One of them can take a day off from work that they're scheduled to work. They can take that day off because there's two people paying the bills. It's easier to pay the overhead with two people. That's a fact. I don't want it to be a fact. I would love it if all of these people trying to catch COVID-19 by fucking feeding your pampered baby asses, if they can't afford their own fucking place, but they're still working 8 hours a goddamn day, yeah, fuck you. You don't deserve that goddamn burger. Go suck a fucking dick. Get your protein that way, bitch. Let's see. Suicidal. Everyone pretends the problem isn't there and dismisses them. People got no idea. They don't. How dismissive their assumptions are. Their assumption that it's a problem I can walk away from. There isn't. an actual problem there. Those roadblocks that I have to deal with don't actually exist in your mind. I actually have to deal with it. But you don't even think about it. You've already made a decision. You're not going to even make any attempt. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes. You say shit that's entirely dismissive. You should have done this. You should have done that. That's not only dismissive, that's counterproductive. Now, if you tell somebody, hey, this is what you should have done, and it's something that you can still do. Let's say you're out mowing lawns, right? Let's say you run over a sprinkler head because you didn't walk through and check it first. You just broke a sprinkler head. It happened, didn't it? Now, did you choose for that to happen? No, you didn't. But for the next time, you can remember, hey, I should probably walk the yard before I mow it. But then again, you hadn't been through it before, had you? No. How are you to know? Are you supposed to be able to figure out every possible thing that could go wrong? It'd be nice if you could. But if you're not aware of everything that you're dealing with, you're new at that job and you're just now starting to learn this stuff. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that if you pour cement into specific types of plastic containers, it'll literally melt the container. There are other containers that, because of the lime that is in the cement, as soon as you pour it in there, the lime starts eating the container. But if it's your first day on the job, you might not know that. Now, I would expect after 2 years of working with cement that you know what the hell you're doing, but not on the first day. The other thing is, if I prevent you from going to work, like let's say I'm your boss and I say, hey, I'm going to let you ride with me to work. And then we go park out in the country for fucking 8 hours. And then I don't pay him because, well, he didn't do any work. All he did was sit with me in a vehicle all day. But that used up his entire day. And if I do that same exact thing 3 more times during the week, yeah, I have screwed him out of 3 days' wages and 3 days worth of time. He's not getting paid for that time. That's time that he could be trying to make money to help himself, or in Jace's case, his family. Now let's go down to this last one. Suicidal. No one believes they'll ever do it. I want to. Every moment of every day. It's people like this not coming forward that makes me feel like that. It's not all the fucking bullies that I had to deal with. Those bullies aren't a problem if you have just one person who is actually in your corner. One person who isn't just a fair weather friend. One person who doesn't just care when you're doing good. Now, today, I spent most of it over at Jepson's. And like with Jace, when, mind you, he's pretty intelligent. When his brother Derek and I were having an issue, yeah, Derek was like, well, I can't make him look at the truth, you know? And I get that. I do. I also get that by getting angry at me for showing the truth, they think that they're protecting their family. That's not the case. But that also depends on who you're talking about, too, whether or not they even believe that. The thing is, when you have the tag of mentally ill, All people have to do is pretend that they're afraid of you. After they do fucked up shit, they get pissed off. All they have to do is pretend. And this is something that women in specific are taught nationwide here in America. If you're mad at a man, do vindictive shit to destroy his life. Now, there's more than one woman I know who have told me, yeah, I was pissed off at my boyfriend because he didn't do what I wanted. So I went and blew some other dude and then gave him a kiss. Lovely. And yes, I know women who've done far worse than that. If a woman is angry because she didn't get what she wanted, it is socially acceptable for her to destroy a man's life. It is socially acceptable because as a man, you're supposed to take care of it yourself. All a woman has to do is lie about a man. And men, not a man, but men will victimize an innocent man because a woman had a bad night. With Crystal Bocom, I escorted her home because there were men who were trying to do things to her that she was not okay with because she was extremely drunk. But she also expected sex, and I never passed the threshold. And she held that against me for a long time, treating me completely like shit because when she was drunk, she wanted to get laid. Oh no, women don't do that. Don't tell me what women do and what they don't. You are not all women, just like I'm not all men. I do recognize that there are actual predators out there. I have been after these actual predators for over 30 years, but nobody will listen to me because of the term mentally ill. But I'm magically not mentally ill when it comes to sentencing. Imagine that. I'm only considered mentally ill when it benefits the police. That's pathetic. That is completely fucking pathetic. Fuck it. I just wanted to mention that y'all can go suck a fucking dick. This country is some goddamn bullshit. The American flag is fucking toilet paper, just like the Constitution. You don't like me saying that? I don't give a holy fucking goddamn. You want me to salute the American fucking flag? You bring back the Constitution, bitch. And no, I'm not directing that at Kamy